Well, following the announcement of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's resignation, premiers across the country are worried about what happens next once U.S. President-elect Donald Trump takes office. Simone Gavros joins us in studio with more on the fallout of yesterday's announcement.
Well, Annette, Trudeau's resignation is definitely bringing a lot of instability to Ottawa with just 2 weeks until Trump is inaugurated. Now, the U.S. president-elect took the opportunity yesterday once again to suggest that Canada should merge with the U.S., which would remove the tariff threat. Ontario Premier Doug Ford was on CNN last night giving his own response.
Yeah, I can appreciate his sense of humor, and I kind of went back about buying Alaska, but you know something, it's just not realistic. We're a sovereign country. We're proud Canadians, just like Americans are proud. What I want to do is make sure that we build a fortress AMCAN, making sure that we're the strongest and the richest and most prosperous two countries in the entire world. We have a tremendous amount to offer the United States, as we have over the years, no matter if it's our energy or our critical minerals. And that's what we want to do.
In that clip, you hear Ford mention building Fortress AMCAN, which Ford describes as a, quote, beacon of stability, security, and long-term economic growth for both Canada and the U.S. Now, with that 25% tariff threat on the horizon, Ford says that the federal government must urgently explain to Canadians how the country plans to avoid it. The premiers of Canada are requesting a meeting with Trudeau sometime next week to focus on a tariff threat strategy. Political scientist Elizabeth McCallion from the University of Toronto weighed in this morning about how out of the ordinary it is that premiers are stepping up to take on this challenge.
Normally, diplomatic negotiations take place between the federal government in Canada and the federal government in the U.S., but we're seeing right now a lot of premiers stepping forward and trying to take place in this kind of federal style of paradiplomacy where they have strong relationships with governors. And so we see the premiers trying to take more of a role in dealing with this new Trump administration. Part of that may be because the Trudeau government is in turmoil right now, and that gives the premiers an opportunity to kind of step forward and voice their own provincial interests.
The Canadian Chamber of Commerce CEO made a statement yesterday saying that Canada can't afford inaction with so much at stake, and that the next Prime Minister will need to hit the ground running when it comes to Canada-U.S. trade relations.